Hi ho. I am Russian Bear, and today I want to share with you my thoughts, recent thoughts, about one of the main Russian property, Russian characteristic um, of our nature. You maybe heard about some typical Russian values, like Russians. They have Russian avos. Russian avos. I made video about it. It's when you hope that everything will be all right, even if you do not know um, you're doing something wrongly, or you just do not do nothing, but you still hope that everything will be all right. It's all right. Авось принесет. And yeah, some we have a lot of other Russian properties like smartness, in terms that we could uh, find some exotic ways of dealing with problems, for example. And yeah, we have some positive and negative properties. And this property, which I want to share with you today, it's patience. And it's patience in terms of we are ready to suffer. We are passive. So this patience, it's passive readiness to suffer, something like this. So it's not like a virtue. It's not a patience like, okay, I'm very patient. I'll hold my nerves. I'll hold my emotions. No, on the contrary. I mean, we are very hot on our actions. We are very emotional, and we make a lot of decisions wrong under our emotions. But uh, I mean, the thing which we have in our genetic code, something like this. It's not genetic code, but it's the history of our country. We are very patient, we are very passive, and we we are ready to suffer, and we kind of do not believe that we could change something often. So it's what I call patient word. Yeah, it's another meaning of this word patient. So where it came, why? I mean, just take a look at our country right now. We have for 20 years we have Putin in Kremlin, and 20 years in 21st century, it's kind of everybody tired from Putin. I mean, okay, 15% of people, maybe 10% of people, they like him, but others, no. Still, we are patient. We do not go on the streets, almost. We do not uh, fight, except some heroes like Navalny. And why it's so? So yeah, Russian people, they could start fighting, but it will happen if they do not have something to eat. I mean, yeah. It's because from our history, from our ancient times, we first had some tsars, then we had emperors, and it was when 95% of our country was quite like slaves. So крестьяне, peasants, it's kind of middle slavery, I'll say, because at certain moment there was some laws that forbidden to kill peasants, but still Russian peasants, they were, you could sell them, and till the 18, 1863, it's like 150 years ago, we still had, it was the end of slavery. And after that 50 years, still a lot of peasants, they were binded to with a huge debt which they had to pay, so they were still not free. And then when USSR came, actually we didn't, our peasants and the people, they didn't receive any freedom, because Bolsheviki, communists, they promised, they said, землю крестьянам, заводы рабочим. It means land to the peasants, factories to the workers. But actually, peasants in USSR, when USSR started in 1917, peasants, all of them, they didn't have any rights, and even less rights than in Tsar times. Why? Because USSR communists, they took all passports, so all peasants, they were binded to kolkhoz, to the government farms, where they didn't have any rights. So they didn't have passports, they couldn't move anywhere. So for another 50 years, till 1970s, 1960s, Russian peasants, they didn't have any rights. And yeah, a lot of people in USSR, they didn't have any rights. And yeah, we had huge genocide by Stalin, with a lot of repressions, when a lot of people murdered by Stalin's orders. And after that, USSR dictatorship, it was very bad, actually. Some stuff was good, of course, some stuff was good in USSR. We had more or less equal wealth for everyone, except 5% of nomenclatura, I don't know in English. So it's like people from Communist Party, people who worked at certain positions, they had everything, and all other people, they had very little, but all other 95%, they were more or less equal. So it was like bad socialism, because good socialism, it's right now in Europe. In Europe, it's now not capitalism, actually. It's kind of good socialism, because they have high taxes, but it's progressive scale of taxes, and everybody has good salary. I mean, even if you have the most unqualified job, you still have huge salary, like 7 times more than in Russia for this, so the same job, maybe like 20 times. So in Europe, I lived 3 years. I lived in the Netherlands, and I know that everybody there, they are quite equal to each other in terms of wealth, and also they are quite equal to each other in terms of law. While in Russia right now, law doesn't work. We do not have independent law system, and we do not have independent police. So if you have a lot of money in Russia, you could do anything which you want. And for example, you could like kill someone with your car, and you wouldn't go to jail if you pay money. It's kind of the thing which like everybody know that it's how like this. So everything has a price right now in Russia. So we do not have this freedom right now even. I mean, after USSR times, right now we have capitalism system. It's very young capitalism, but still it's capitalism. It's governmental capitalism. It doesn't have, it doesn't give citizens any equal rights. I mean, law corrupted, law system corrupted, police corrupted, government corrupted, and yeah. So, as I said at the beginning, we are very patient. Why? Because we were oppressed by our Tsar, by our emperor, by USSR, and right now too. But like for several centuries, Russian people, they get used that they are rightless. I mean, they do not have rights. They do not have anything. Yeah, you do not. The problem also right now, even right now, we do not have kind of you can't be sure about your property. So it's like also a basic thing about economy. A lot of people, they fear to open business in Russia because if you are successful in your business, some people who has connections in police or in some military structures, in government, he could take it away from you, and also just police could come and take money from you, or they will put you to jail, something like this. So very small. Like I saw statistics: 3% of Russians, they want to open their business. It's super low percent. 3% of people, they want to become businessmen. Imagine. It's interesting. Which percent in your country? I think it will be like more than 50. And this is a good indicator of our system. We get used to life where you can't change anything. That's why Putin 20 years in power, and he could stay here some longer even. It's quite awful because, of course, it's very understandable thing, but still, politicians, they should be changed because they become corrupt. Even the best politicians, after like 5-10 years, they become corrupted, and you should change them. You should change them like dirty diapers. Politicians, they're like diapers. You need to change them. And as Putin holds country in his hands, also it means that we do not have competition. Any political competition, we do not have it, and economical competition, we do not have it either. Because how could be competition without equal rights, without fair laws? And you can't go to judge, you can't go to law and to solve your problems there, because if you have connections or money, you will win anyone, even if he is right. So we do not have competition, we do not have laws, and it's like slow degradation, I will say, of our country. But we have huge territory, and we have huge resources, and we have military power. So it's quite interesting system, I'll say. And at the same time, people still, right now they live a bit better because of new technologies, because of the internet. We have freedom of speech, we have it in the internet. You have to be careful there because there are some repressions even for digital opinion, but still, more or less, we have freedom of speech in the internet. Then just technical progress. Everybody has a phone with internet, and it gives people also additional comfortable services, like you could order food through internet, and we have some areas of business which is developing, like IT business. It's more or less all right. Not much corrupted policemen or government people. They getting grip on digital products because they just do not really understand how it works. They're really stupid, these guys. So only big things, they are in danger. But still, we have funny shit like 10 rules of having business in Russia. And like first rule, do not have business in Russia. Second rule, do not have business in Russia. Yeah, so and the reason why it's so, why we have Putin 20 years, because we are very patient, and we do not believe that we could change something. We are ready to suffer. We are ready to suffer, but still, even right now, the people, they have sausages in their fridge. they have food, and it makes them quite happy. I mean, because a lot of people, they was born in the USSR, and I am too, for example, and we remember times where there wasn't any food in fridge. So that's why our people, they are quite passive. We have new generation people who was born in 2000s, and they are quite active. I mean, they are new people, they are free people, and they have freedom will, and they got bravery, which previous generation doesn't have. And I put some hope on this new generation. I hope that they will have enough power to change system. And this generation, they do not fear. They do not have anything yet to lose. They do not fear about their fridges, and they want freedom. So these people, it's our European hope. I hope that this new generation, they will be able to change something. And they are not so patient. It's an important thing. They are not so patient. Why? Because they have their phones, telephones, they have access to internet, and they visit other countries. They see how other people live in other countries. They see that salary in Russia, it's like 7 times less than salary in European and USA. 7 times less. It's just madness. Fuck. This for the same job. So they see it and they want to change something. So not too much of this new generation yet, but every day new generation become bigger. So hope improves. But this quality, Russian quality, patience in terms of ready to suffer, it's very strong in us. It's super strong. And another big problem right now, that Russia, it's, as I said, very big country, but it's like not whole country. It's like divided in parts. I mean, for example, there was protest in Khabarovsk. Maybe you heard about the city Khabarovsk. They had big protest after Putin put to jail their governor without any evidence, just because he was his political opponent, more or less. And a lot of people came on the streets in this not too big city, but like thousands of people, like dozens of thousands of people came in Khabarovsk on the streets, and no one in other Russia didn't support them. No one came to the streets too. I mean, like several hundred people, maybe over all country, they also supported them. A lot of people supported them via internet, like Khabarovsk, they're good, they're power. But people do not, we do not have this common common nervous system in our country. I mean, if one city has some event, other cities, they are not connected to it. Like, okay, we all know about it, but we do not support them. And it's a big problem, because this neural system, we had it in 90s. But then Putin, when he came, he destroyed because he captured, first thing which Putin made, he captured television. All TV channels, he get control of it, of them, and he put a lot of propaganda there. So, and right now he also controls them and put a lot of propaganda, even more than any time before, even more than USSR, I think. Yeah, we have super offensive television propaganda, but still it gives Putin like 15% rating. It's funny. But even 15% rating, I mean, rating doesn't matter. Even I think if Putin will have like Lukashenko right now in Belarus, maybe you heard, yeah, like he has like 3% rating. Okay, maybe 10, maybe 8. Still, he hold his country for now. We do not know what will happen next, but he hold it. And I mean, yeah, because Belarus people, they're also very patient. They're ready to suffer. You see, they do not do anything. They just came on the streets and they stay there and then they go home. And nothing will change like this. So this is very important characteristic, Russian characteristic. So it has also some positive role. I mean, when we had a war, any war with anyone who tried to conquer us, this readiness to suffer, this patience, which other countries, other nations doesn't have, it helps us to win any war. You can't conquer Russia. It's not possible. Russia could lose if we trying to conquer someone else. That's why we do not really attack anything. Only these hybrid wars right now, yes, with like Ukraine, which is very sad because it's our like brothers, it's the most closest nation in the world for us, and Putin made huge mistake with all this war he started. Still, yeah, the Russians with this patience, with readiness for suffer, it helps us to to withstand any suffering versus other countries who trying to conquer us, to came and get our territory. Yeah. So yeah, in everything in the world there are several sides, but still, I mean, you know, people in Russia, they are very tired about being an empire. People in Russia, they want to have a good life for themselves. They do not care about conquering, about wars, about all this foreign affairs. People, they're so tired of it, they just want to have good life for them, like in all the developed countries. And Putin, it's man of war. He do not care about internal problems, he care only about geopolitical games. What I could say, he got talent in it, but he's bad manager. He's bad in making good process, and also all his government, all his system, it's corrupted. So it doesn't work, it's not effective. But we are very patient. Paradox. I hope to see your comments, please. Let's discuss this topic in comments and tell me about your country. What do you think? What do you think about Russia? See you.